All right, Rafa here, Boricua. All right, the week roundup, and so we're gonna be talking about five, the progresses of the week, and we're gonna talk about some of these that the longevity and all that kind of good stuff. Some of you have been asking about. One really surprised me, and again, not in the most uh, positive way. We're gonna talk about that one, but nonetheless, let's just jump right on it because we got a lot of stuff to cover in other videos that I'm gonna be doing. So Monday, I went with a proven tour de force. This is by our good friends at Hatlech. This is Island Dreams. We all know this is an inspo of Louis Vuitton Symphony. This was awesome. I went with this on Monday because Monday was extremely humid. It wasn't hot because today was hot, but the highs were like in the upper 80s, but it was so ungodly humid that I'm like, you know what? I want something that's very bright and it's gonna cut. And I was thinking of something minty, and I love the note of mint, but I wanted this because again, this has been proven. I've worn this before. It lasts, and again, this lasted my entire shift with no problems. This is beautiful. If you don't have this, I highly recommend you get it because it's really good. Hatlech Island Queens. All right, Tuesday. This is one of the ones that somebody asked me about, and I wore it, and this is awesome. This is by Barara. This is Champagne Blue. Now I did an unboxing of this last week. This is awesome. This lasted me. This went through the whole shift. By the time I got it all got said and done, it was a skin scent. Just keep in mind that I work 9.5, 10 hours a day. I'm outside, inside, outside, inside. You all know what I do for a living, so you know. This lasted. This is awesome. This is so good. This is don't let the bottle fool you. It is very gimmicky. Yes, I'll give it that. But this is their take on Chanel Allure Home Sport, whatever that is. But this is unbelievable. This is another one that you need to look into. It was not that expensive, and again, this delivered. This is awesome. Champagne Blue. All right, Wednesday. Well, was it this one? I can't remember. You know what? I think I wore this one. If I got them backwards, I apologize, but this is what I'm pretty sure I did. No. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But Wednesday, I think, this is what I want, or I went with Risala Elite Bublis Aloha. This is one that somebody asked me about. How can I put this? These are very new to the collection. Now, one thing about me is that I'm a firm believer in these things maturing because in my case, 98.9% of the time, these things, they oxidize, they mature, they get better, they get stronger. It really does not fail. I didn't say this one because I've had this for over a year now. These last two I just got. These last two that I'm fixing to talk about, just got. So what does this do? If you are not aware of this, what this is their take on Virgin Island water. I always get Virgin Island and Silver Mountain confused. Virgin. Yeah, this is Virgin Island water. To me, my favorite is holy crap, Parish Corners Coconut Lagoon. If you watch my videos, I've already talked about that one enough. This one is, another inspo of that. If you're familiar with Coconut Lagoon, basically they amped up the lime, the citrus with the coconut. So you're gonna get a blast of citrus, which is I love it. And then dry down, it starts going into the coconut, which is awesome. This one, they dialed down the lime and the citrus, and they amped up the coconut. So it's a more even. This gave me, if I remember correctly, I clocked it at 6 hours. I did reapply, not because I needed it, because when I came home I could still smell it, but I reapplied because I just wanted that coconutty smell on me again. Um, if I had to pick between this, which is brand new, Coconut Lagoon has been out for a couple of years now. I'm on my third bottle. If I had to pick right now for one, if I had to pick one right now to wear right now, I'm gonna say Coconut Lagoon because I love that lime and that lemon with the coconut dry down. This, when you blast this, it's very even. So if you want coconut just as much as the lime, so to say, then you go with this. This is beautiful. Don't get me wrong. This is absolutely awesome. I love this because I love that DNA. But me personally, I prefer Coconut Lagoon. And you'll know Aquatica. I prefer this over Aquatica, and I prefer obviously Coconut Lagoon over Aquatica. This, to me, on me, I should say, lasted longer than Aquatica. Take that for what it's worth. So more coconut and lime, or then lime. This. So, bullets. All right, Thursday. Now this one surprised the heck out of me. I've read so many influencers hyping this thing to the ends of the universe and back. Talk about frostbite. Is this a bad scent? No. To me, it's totally unique. The what do you call it? The blueberry, and it's got mango, and it's got all kinds of fruit. When you typically say the word mango, people are going to automatically think, "Oh my God, another God of Fire." No, trust me, I have too many dupes of God of Fire to the point that now I'm like, I don't want to smell that again. It's too much, and I guess it's my fault, but you live and learn. So this is not like that at all. This smells really, really good, but it's gonna be one that it's going to have to mature, because when I first sprayed it to me it was very harsh, very synthetic, and it wasn't giving me, as they say, the joy feelings that everybody talks about. When I unboxed it, I sprayed it. I remember I said the name Frostbite is fitting because it's a very cooling type, the smell, DNA, sort of say, whatever. But when I applied it on skin, when I wore it, that didn't last a long time. That kind of died up quickly, and then by the end of the day, or by midday, because I did have to reapply, it was just a smell that was like I said, unique, and I couldn't pinpoint what I was smelling, if that makes any sense. It wasn't bad, but it was just not. I couldn't pinpoint what I was smelling, and that kind of was a letdown. I'm glad that I was able to find it for the price I did, because I'm still thinking that a lot of people buy the crap out of these things and then they resell them to make a profit. So this is going to have to mature, kind of like I have Platine Blanc. That one matured and it got a lot better. I am expecting this to be the same. Same for a couple of these here, and then this one. Am I going to tell you to run and buy this? Absolutely not. That's all I can say. This is not what I thought it was going to be. I thought this was going to be like, the greatest thing in the world, and to me, frankly, it was not. It's good, but it wasn't like how everybody says, how everybody hyped this thing to be so freaking awesome. But frostbite. And the last one, which I wore today. I was in a mood for an LV inspo, and this one came in last week. And let me tell you, this is good. This is really good. This is by Luciano. This is Tropical Rift. I believe this is an inspo of On the Beach. If I'm wrong, I'm going to put the correct one. If I'm not, then On the Beach. This one, boys and girls, this is a big blast of citrus awesomeness. On the dry down, some of the bases that I could find online said fig and all this kind of stuff. I really didn't get that, which leads me to believe, okay, this may have to mature a little bit. But aside from that, the citrus awesomeness carried me. It's about 6.5 hours, which is what you would expect from something like this, from a freshy type, LV inspo. Not to mention that was the first time wear. Okay, I know this is gonna get better because this is, you can just tell, and I know. I mean, I had this on me the entire day. Yeah, this was the biggest. Well, this and this were the biggest surprises in a good way. The biggest winners of the week for the longevity, how good they are, and how long they lasted. So these two, and the biggest letdown was this one. So there you go. That was the week's roundup. I hope the guys that were asking me about Aloha and Champagne see this. That's what I got. So we got some more stuff to talk about. So till the next time, later.